this demo, we're going to create a new mobile application using Oracle Visual Builder Cloud Service. We're going to provide a name for our application. This is going to be a mobile expense application. And then we're going to choose a template for our application from the mobile optimized templates provided here. In this case, we have a title to fill out and 2 or more tabs that we can name. So we're going to have a list and a chart tab. We're going to define that the first tab is going to have a list object on it, and then we're going to click Create to create our application. We're taken into the visual editor where we can click to add data to our application. From the list of types of lists, we're going to choose one and then add data from another application. This is going to be the expense application, and then we see the list of objects we can use. We're going to use the expense object and just drag and drop the fields we want to show in our list, which are name and cost. We can even do a live preview of the data of our application. When we click Finish, we'll get back to our visual editor where we can click on the Chart tab and then to this tab add one of our UI components. Drag and drop a UI pie chart and then hook it up to our data. Again, picking up from our expense object and looking at a chart showing the cost for each expense name. We can add a few other pages to our application, such as a Create screen as well as a Detail screen. Let's design our Detail screen. We'll choose a simple template here, give it a title, and choose to show a form on this page. Using our page navigator, we can navigate to the new page we created to fine-tune it. Let's add the specific fields we want to show on the detail page. We choose the same business object and drag over the fields in the order we want to show them. You can choose which fields to show and you can reorder them as needed. We're automatically going to use a query based on the value coming from the list of entries that we have. In the Create Expense page, we're going to modify this one to remove some of the fields that are not mandatory, for example. And to change the type of fields we're using for inserting the date. Instead of a text, we're going to use a date-time component. Now we are ready to test our application. Click the Run to use the web emulator to see how your application behaves. We have a list of expenses. We can choose one of those and see the details. Click to navigate back and create a new expense report. We put in the name and the cost and choose a date from our date component. Click Save to have the new entry inserted into the list of values. Clicking on it would show you that the approval value has automatically been set by our business logic. And we can of course see a chart of our expenses from the list. This is how easy it is to create a mobile application that will behave natively on both iOS and Android with a native look and feel. Whether you're in landscape or portrait mode, your application would behave correctly. The application can also be tested directly on your mobile device. This is how simple it is to develop a mobile application using Oracle Visual Builder Cloud Service.